every day it just feels like we have chances to score, chances to win, and we just don't. I mean, we won yesterday, but whatever. At this point, it's like I was talking to some other friends who are fans, and we're almost like mad when they win. You almost like want them to lose and do so horribly that like something just changes.
Yeah.
It just feels like after the last couple years, it's been, 2.5 or so years of like this group of guys just underperforming. And the message is always like, oh, it'll happen. It'll happen. They're too talented not to. And then just doesn't happen.
Dude, I already got a title for you for a video. How to fix the Toronto Blue Jays. Like, dude, I'm telling you, you could make that.
It's just going to be like
a thing. Fire everyone.
Yeah. Just an Acme, like Roadrunner, just dropping like a stick of dynamite on the team. And just...
That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. It is what it is. We'll see. We have a stretch now of like, we play the White Sox, the Tigers, the White Sox again, and then the Pirates. So it's like, this is the time.
That's the time to turn it around. That's a slump busting 2 weeks right there.
There is one team that has scored less runs than us in the American League, and I
saw that today.
The Chicago White Sox. So
I'll take it a step further. There's that's in baseball too, from what I recall.
Yeah, that's probably correct.
Least. Yeah.
We just don't score runs, man. It is.
Like, is the hitting coach the same dude from 2021?
Yes, I think
that's interesting.
Some of them are the same. The main guy, Guillermo Martinez, I think is the same, but we promoted one of the guys from AAA, and I mean they brought in Don Mattingly before last season, but I think that almost seems like it's made things worse. He's our offensive coordinator, whatever that means for a baseball team. Slap the ball the other way instead of
what do they do? What do they do that the hitting coach doesn't do or the manager doesn't do?
I don't know.
Because it seemed to me the offensive coordinator sounds like a football term where you choose the plays. I know the manager chooses the lineup, but you're gonna hire Don Mattingly to construct the same fucking lineup or different lineups every day?
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
I don't know. I think it has to do with like their approach versus whoever the opposing pitcher is. But you look at the stats of like which three players pull the ball in the air the most, and they're like our three best hitters, and like Davis Schneider, Danny Jansen, and Dalton Varsho, like they pull the ball in the air.
Yep.
I have no idea what's going on with Bo Bichette. He's just like become one of the worst hitters in baseball this year. It's actually mind-boggling.
That is nuts, dude. That's actually nuts.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. Do not get it.
It's tough, man. It's tough. But a lot's happened. I mean, it's been what? Like almost a month since the last time we sat down.
It's 3 weeks. 3 weeks, man. Or 3.5 weeks about it. I've been busy. I'm sure you've been busy too.
Oh yeah, summertime starting. My kid started his first year at T-ball.
Hey, that's what's up, dude.
Getting into the end of the year. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
That's awesome, dude. That's really cool. Super, super cool.
Yeah, so what is I don't know, what's stuck out to you in the last few weeks? I mean, it seems like a lot's been going on.
Dude, Shota Imanaga for sure.
Greatest pitcher of all time, or what?
He's been crazy, dude. Yeah, he's doing historic things. Ellie De La Cruz doing crazy shit. The Cubs or the AL Central being a lot more competitive than we all thought. And the NL Central being, well, pretty awful. Cardinals specifically. I feel like they are like we could talk about 5 teams that could that should rebuild or are facing a rebuild.
Yeah, where do the
I don't
Cardinals
know.
like? Where do you go? You spent some money on your rotation. Sonny Gray's has been performing, but this I don't know.
Paul Goldschmidt's cooked.
Yeah, what? Where did that? Like, it's crazy. Like how good he's been consistently so good, even as he's gotten like older into his mid-30s.
Yeah,
How
I know
old
he's
even is he?
36,
Yeah,
but he's
36. I'm like,
36.
I think for 36-year-old first baseman, especially now that they have a DH
Just won
spot
an
you could
MVP.
use here.
Yeah.
I don't
Damn.
know.
Jordan Walker, like I feel like we should have hit record.
Oh, I've been recording.
Oh, good shit. Never mind. Well done. Well done. Bravo.
I've
Bravo.
been
Hello
I've been
everyone.
I've been recording. I didn't do an intro. We are just getting into it.
Dude, I love that. I love not doing an intro. I can't tell you how much I love
I
that.
suppose I could have let
But
you know that we were recording.
no. This is better. This was better. This is way better. 100%. Like I am all about it. Ellie De La Cruz has been going off. Maybe I shouldn't have swore.
Oh
I
no,
swore a couple
it's fine.
times. My
It's
job
okay.
will hate me. Nah, I'm just kidding. But dude, yeah, Shota Imanaga, the Cardinals sucking. I mean, of course, Paul Skeens happened in the
Skeens.
last 3 weeks. Skeens
Is here.
happened.
They finally called him up. He's been looking pretty good.
Especially last start. Speaking of Shota Imanaga of the Cubs, Paul Skeens, 2 straight starts against the Cubs. First one, not as good as the second one, of course. But dude, he's just been. I mean, what he started his second start with 7 straight strikeouts.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's all
Just
right.
casual on pace for a 27 strikeout game after 2 innings.
MLB the show numbers there.
That is MLB actually that is that MLB the show numbers against the CPU maybe?
Yeah, like rookie
Or do you
on
still strike
CPU.
people? Okay.
Yeah. I
What
think
what stuck out to you?
Oh, well, it's
finish
hard
that
for me
thought.
to like not focus on the Blue Jays like that, and everything just sticks out as stinking it up. We look at like, I think the NL West, I think has kind of been really weird. Like Houston's finally starting to turn it around a bit the last week or two. I mean, I still think Texas is poised to like go on a crazy run at some point. The Mariners are hanging on to that division by a thread.
Dude, that's turning into the weakest division, I feel like.
Yeah, for now.
The weakest?
I think.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
Second half is going to be big, I think, for Houston and Texas. I think they'll both come
I
out.
agree.
And
I agree. I think, yeah.
Like Seattle just pitches so well. They're kind of like the Blue Jays last year. Although the Blue Jays never were leading the division, but they played overall. Their record was not bad. They made the playoffs. So,
dude, Seattle needs to buy really bad. Like they need to buy some bats this deadline soon because they have that. Their pitching staff is just so good. Like it's too good not to like try this year.
Yeah, it was the moves they made this offseason still don't make sense to me. They haven't made sense. What, 2 months? We're 2 months in. It's like they had bats. I mean, I know Teoscar was a free agent, but like you had Suarez. I mean, even Kelenic was pretty good for them last year, and you didn't really improve. You're looking to cut down on strikeouts, and I think they still have like 2 of the top 4 guys in the AL who have struck out the most. I'm pretty sure there's a couple guys up there leading.
I think their best hitter this year has been Josh Rojas. I mean, who saw that coming?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if Julio has a second half like he did last year, then that'll help a lot. But yeah, I think the Astros and the Rangers are both just too good. And once the Rangers pitching staff is all healthy in like July and August, I don't know.
They're coming.
I think
they're coming. They haven't even like started hitting yet. Corey Seager hasn't even really. Him and Acuna basically are like the same player in different leagues. Like coming off MVP worthy seasons, super slow starts. Corey Seager, I saw him. He hit a bomb yesterday, I think, or the day before. And Acuna had a 3-hit game today, so maybe they're both turning it around.
Acuna also had that.
But
Was it
man,
yesterday he had that play in the outfield where he just like
it was yesterday.
just didn't catch
terrible. Yeah.
it?
Yeah, I think he lost it in the eyes, but either way, he said like that's just terrible that he should have caught it. I agree, but it happens.
Yeah,
It
my
happens.
pick of him going back to back for NL MVP is not looking good at all. But my number 2 pick is looking pretty good. Mookie Betts. This guy's unreal.
He's looking pretty good. Shohei, looking good too.
I was gonna say if he can, keep up with Ohtani, it'll be a tight race between those two. I mean, I don't think anybody else is gonna. The way the season's going so far, it's gonna be hard to catch either of those two guys. Even now, it's only we're not even
those
in June
two.
Yet, but
yeah, those two are the front runners for sure. No one's really come close to those two, except I feel like maybe third place right now. This is off the top of my head, by the way. I would say Ellie De La Cruz, but he's not. He's doing historic things or on the pace for historic things, but he doesn't have the whole season under him. The caliber of full season that Mookie and Shohei.
Yeah, I mean, he could steal like 100 bases, but if he if he keeps his power numbers up, like he started off this season pretty good. I don't know how many home runs he's at right now, but
he is 9, I think.
That's not bad.
9. Pretty solid.
More than anyone on the Blue Jays, of course.
I think he's actually pacing quicker than Acuna was last year at this point. Definitely in the steals. Yeah. It's going to be close with the home runs.
That's crazy.
He already has 30 steals. I know.
Already. Yeah, that's nuts.
That's crazy, man.
But I think just like, the overall season that Mookie's having and then like Ohtani's, like those two guys, it's so crazy that's just like they're on the same team now.
It is.
Like they're 1-2. I feel like we never really got the full, like how many full seasons of Trout and Ohtani did we have where they both played like 80% or more of the season? Like, did we even get one out of 6 years?
2020 for sure. 2020 for sure. And then I don't know if maybe 2019 was. I mean, we didn't when Shohei was like at the peak of his powers.
Right.
I mean, you could say he came into his own in 2021. And since then, we definitely didn't see Trout. And I think since the last time we talked, that's when, in between the last time we talked, Trout went on the IL. We didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've said this question before, and this was before Trout even got hurt, but who finishes with a better career wins above replacements, Mookie Betts or Mike Trout? And I'm starting to think Mookie Betts might end up overtaking him at some point. I've been looking, and like Mookie is aging like a fine wine. Knock on wood, no crazy injury history that I can think of. And he's probably been banged up a time or two, maybe gone on the IL once or twice, but I just don't know. Like, I know he's getting older, so that time, I hope it doesn't come, but there may be a time where he does start to get banged up a little bit more, but let's see, what's his lowest amount of games played?
Mookie's lowest, 122 in 2021.
That's not bad. And then his second lowest was 136.
Yeah. The year he
and then
won
all
MVP.
the other ones he's played. That's wild. He must have he did have a crazy year that year. And he has 68.2 B WAR.
Yeah. Trout has
trailing Mike Trout.
86.3. Trout's like a year and something older than him?
A year and some change. So
it's going to be tight. Like Mookie could.
The gap is getting shorter.
Oof.
And even when Trout has been on the field this year and the year before, it's not like we're seeing an MVP player. We're seeing a very good player, but we're not seeing that MVP type stuff that we're used to seeing. And last year 131 OPS plus. This year, when he was on the field, 139 OPS plus. Very, very good, but not the Mike Trout that we're all used to.
Yeah, it's too bad. It seemed like he hit like the first home run of the season. Things were going so well that first month, and
Dude, it's
it's
so
just
disappointing, man.
it's
It's
just.
so bad.
But I don't know. If you're an LA baseball fan, just go to the Dodgers games.
Yeah, for real. For real. I wouldn't mind going to that park. I would like the Angel. I feel like the Angel Stadium looks really, really nice on TV. Don't know how it looks in person, but obviously the rocks and the waterfalls out in left center look very, very nice.
Yeah, I've heard people say like Dodger Stadium isn't that nice in person. I think maybe it's because it's like getting a little bit older and stuff now, but I don't know. Like I think it's just like the setting and being in
Agreed.
California. Like when you get good weather, uh, it would be an awesome place to go. I haven't been to there at all yet either, but
Same.
I'd like to.
I've driven through California, and that was a miserable experience. At least until you get to Northern California, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, LA I've only been to in the winter. I've been to San Francisco. I mean that ballpark is amazing. It's so nice.
That ballpark does look beautiful. I went to Kaufman this past weekend. I've actually the 2 times I've been to a Royals game this year, I've seen Cole Reagan starts. Both of them have been great. One of them was cut in half due to rain, and I'm sorry to say it was against your Blue Jays.
Yeah, that was
But he's
BS,
looked
man.
super good. I don't think he's allowed to run in when I've been in attendance. So, Royals staff, if you're listening to this, you want some good luck for some Cole Reagan starts, holla at your boy. I got you. Sorry, my eyes are like killing me, man. These allergies this year have been beating me up.
Speaking of Kansas City Royals starters, though, how about what Seth Lugo has been doing this year? Like this guy's been unreal.
He's been unreal. It's crazy. Like when I think of the dichotomy of pitchers this year, what Seth Lugo has a below 2 ERA. I feel like we have seen so many pitchers at both ends of the spectrum where it's like there's plenty. It seems like there's more pitchers than ever right now with an ERA under 2 at this point of the year, and then seeing a bunch of other pitchers with like ERAs over 5 or 6. I don't know. That's just like it seems like it, but
yeah,
dude, Seth Lugo has been killing it.
For starters, there's 4 in the NL: Imanaga, Suarez, Assad, and Reynaldo Lopez. And then the AL, there's 2 of qualified starters anyway: Skubal, Seth Lugo. But like, man, even if you look at the top 10, and I mean, I'm just looking at ERA right now, but like if you look at the names on here, these are a lot of guys you wouldn't expect to see. Like John Gray, I don't know if I would put him in the top 10. Blanco,
John Gray,
Reese Olson, Cutter Crawford, Tanner Houck, Luis Heel, Clark Schmidt, and then Corbin Burns is 10th.
Like I think Corbin Burns might have been the only pitcher that I would have said like at the beginning of the year that he'd be on that list.
Yeah, and then like even right after that, you have like Eric Fetty and Yusei Kikuchi, Brady Singer,
Fetty,
Tyler Anderson, and Jose Barrios. So that rounds out the top 15. It's funny because even if I looked, obviously,
crazy
Blue Jays guy here, but even if I looked at the Blue Jays, I wouldn't have picked Kikuchi or Barrios to lead our team in ERA. I thought they'd both have like good seasons, but like Kevin Gossman,
what's happened to him, man? He's not been great this year.
It sounds like he should have probably started on the IL. He kind of said that the other day. So he didn't really get a spring training. He pitched 3 innings in spring on like the second last day. And then he started off kind of shaky. I mean, he's had some pretty decent starts, but I mean, he's sitting at a negative 0.6 WAR right now, so not ideal.
Yikes.
Yeah, where
Ooh.
if I look at his
I was gonna say, like, I think Scooble. Ooh, Darvish is. I didn't realize Darvish had such a good ERA. I would say, yeah, Scooble and Corbin Burns are probably the only two dudes that I would have said would be on that list. Javier Assad, dude, the Cubs have two of those dudes, and both of them ERA are below 1.5.
yeah, it's kind of crazy.
That's kind of nuts. They've been
The Cubs having two, and then Seattle doesn't have a single guy in the top 15. But then they have 16, 17, and 20. Gilbert Bryce Miller
yeah,
and
that's solid.
Luis
I mean, three in the
Castillo.
top 20. George Kirby isn't even doing like George Kirby things either. He's got like an ERA close to 4, right? I think.
Yeah, there's just it's been a weird year. It's been a weird year. I feel
It
like
has, dude.
Blue Jays.
Oh, Chicago. Oh, yeah, especially, dude. Colorado still has one of the worst records in baseball, despite that 7-game winning streak, which is hilarious to me. That just proves baseball is the weirdest sport.
It is.
It's such a strange phenomenon. Austin Gomber, the savior in the Nolan Arenado deal, is leading the team in WAR with a 2.0 wins above replacement. And they got a couple guys hitting a little bit OPS pluses north of 100. Talk about like, okay, now I'm just looking at the Colorado Rockies roster right now. I know we're going on like different tangents of things, but dude, I talk about one of the more disappointing players in baseball so far this year, Nolan Jones. I know he's on the IL right now, but 94 at bats, only an OPS plus of 43.
Oof, I didn't realize he was that bad.
That is, I didn't either. That is just mega, mega disappointing. Joining Chris Bryant with an OPS plus of 47. Man, I really thought he was going to turn around, but he is on the IL, only 47 at bats. But I mean, I just don't see him ever recovering to be a even decent player at this point. It's just hard to imagine.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Like you'd think even going to Colorado would like help you out. Like you'd be able to put up, at least one pretty solid season or something. But yeah, it's kind of the fall off of Chris Bryant is just unfortunate.
It's been tough to watch. It's a good thing I haven't been watching, just been listening about it, just been reading. Yeah, I can't imagine. Like my mom and my parents just went to a game in Colorado. They were visiting family there, and then they came back to visit me. But they saw Colorado beat Texas. Beautiful ballpark, by the way. If anyone ever gets a chance,
Head to Coors.
head to Coors, please.
Watch some balls fly.
Watch them fly, yo. Watch them fly. Is there anything else, or we could say, who would get your way too early MVP awards right now for both leagues?
Mookie Betts.
Yeah, I think NL is super easy, but AL might be a little bit.
Gunner, maybe.
Gunner's
been pretty unreal.
He's been nuts, man.
Yeah, I don't like. I'm trying to think. Like Cleveland's been playing well, but nobody really stands out to me on that team.
No one has really stood out to me either. Josh Naylor, maybe. He's been having a really good year. Stephen Kwan leads that team in WAR, though. Josh Naylor already has
like Kyle Tucker's having a really good season, but the Astros
Kyle
are
Tucker.
not doing well. I mean, Soto, probably Gunner or Soto.
Yeah. Dude, Aaron Judge is coming back too. Like, how fast was that resurgence.
Yeah,
His OPS is like right around where Soto's is now after just like a week.
yeah, yeah. He's probably going to end up leading the AL in home runs. I still think like he's he's only 2 back right now. Like all of a sudden he has 13. Seemed like he had like almost none forever, and now he's got 13.
Dude, they're doing it, man. The Yankees are having a good. Giancarlo Stanton's even hitting a bit, like not just for power. He's got 11 home runs. Crazy that he hasn't, or has he? I don't think he's hit the IL yet. Has he?
No, I don't think so. Yeah,
Him, Judge, Soto, all with 11 plus bombs. Like that's a solid 3. They don't even have Garrett Cole back yet, and their pitching rotation's looking solid. Like Luis Heel has been huge for them.
Yeah, I don't like it. I want them to be bad.
It's crazy.
I did pick them to win the division even without Garrett Cole. But
yeah, that's just nuts. I mean, they're 33-15, just right behind the Philadelphia Phillies is having the best record in baseball.
Do we need to talk about them? I feel like we should talk.
I feel like we do need to talk about the Phillies,
Philadelphia,
or the Yankees, or the Phillies.
The Phillies.
You were talking about the Yankees.
Yeah, I mean, I think people thought the Phillies would be good, but not best team in baseball good.
No, definitely not. They've been getting some like major contributions from especially their starting rotation, man.
Yeah, and Alec Boehm just deciding to be the best third baseman in all of baseball this year.
Crazy, man. He's been so good. He's already got 18 doubles. He's still hitting 330. He's leading their team in OPS plus. Ranger Suarez leading their team in wins above replacement. And dude, it seems like Bryce Harper hasn't even turned it on yet, but he's quietly having an OPS of 890. And I mean, their strength of schedule hasn't been incredible, but you still have to win those games.
You got to win those games.
You have to. Like, I'm looking at their even when they have like 4 losses in their last 20 games or something, and all of them have been by 2 or less runs. They've been absolutely just destroying the competition. Like, that's just what good teams do against bad teams. You got to win against bad teams because you know what? Other good teams lose against bad teams too.
Man,
but they're not.
I knew Suarez was pitching well. I didn't realize like how good their team's like that. He's started 9 games and he's 8-0 in those 9 games. I didn't they just like haven't lost a game he started basically. I mean, I don't know if the other one was if the no decision was a loss or not, but that's crazy. I mean, yeah. I don't think people saw him being the ace of the staff this year with Wheeler and Nola there.
No, not at all. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if they keep it up. Like, as a baseball fan, I would love for Bryce Harper to get a ring, and who knows, this could be the year. They could win the division. Like, they're up on the Braves by 5 games, potentially 6 after today. Braves lost the first game against San Diego today, so I mean, they can absolutely build upon their lead.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see kind of how that division shapes up for the, going up to the All-Star break and then the second half, because it's still hard to count out the Braves, obviously.
Very much so. It's still,
I mean, like, we'll see. You can talk about their strength of schedule all you want, but I don't know.
You still got to win those games because, I mean,
they're 20 games over 500 right now. That's crazy.
Yeah. You can maybe talk about their strength of schedule if they haven't just been pounding the hell out of their opposition. And then when they do lose games, it's by not a very big amount. Like, even like these are big league teams. It's not like they're going out there against double A teams 34-14.
Right.
What they started the season 8-8. So they've gone 26-6 over the last 32. I don't care who you're playing. Like that is just difficult to do.
Yeah, like even if they went 500 the rest of the year, they would finish with 91 wins. Like, which definitely would get them in the playoffs in the NL. Who knows?
What are the odds they just go 500 from here on out? Not very good.
Right, not
They're
good.
Probably going to do better,
but
way better.
But again, you never know. That's the beauty of baseball, and that's why things are crazy. Because the Braves could go like 20-5 in a month, and the Phillies could go like 10-20. Right, like it just could happen.
Absolutely,
things can switch, which is like why everybody says I'm gonna always keep going back to the Jays just because that's just what I pay the most attention to. But our GM Ross Atkins had a little press conference the other day. Dalton Varsho also just went yard for them to take a 2-1 lead over the White Sox. So MVP of the Jays this year, Dalton Varsho. Our GM had a press conference, and it's the whole message is it's early, it's still early. I believe in this team, and like it is, but I think for some teams like them, it's not too early.
Yeah.
It wasn't too early for the Padres to go get Luis Ariz. I don't know.
That was a sneaky good move for them. Very sneaky good move. Even though he's like another infielder, but they needed a guy who could get on base, who could hit, who could maybe set the table a little bit.
Yeah.
You bring up a great point. Like, why wait until the deadline? Just like, let's watch us struggle until the deadline and then panic buy or panic sell. Like, why not see an opportunity, go for it in May? That way, maybe we can just close the gap a little bit to where we want to get a little bit earlier instead of just like buying late July and then be like, yo, you got 2 months to figure this out. You better start right now.
Yeah, I think like
now you got 4 months.
The thing is if when you trade earlier in the season, you usually end up giving up more, it seems. You can kind of get better deals sometimes once people are ready to get let go of stuff, but I don't know. I mean, if it's going to make your team better, sometimes you just got to pay the price you got to pay.
Yeah, especially when you are that sure of what you need, and like they definitely needed that. Now they have a ton of people who can play second base. Not the stereotypical DH, but he's still going to serve a purpose. And the Padres, what are they right now? They're
doing all right.
24-24. Yeah, not terrible. Not terrible. Playing 500. I feel like Manny Machado hasn't even really started to hit. Fernando Tatis has been cold. Xander Bogaerts has looked terrible. So those guys turn it around. They've gotten some good pitching performance out of Yu Darvish. Dylan Cease has been good. Michael King has been really up and down. It seems like it's either a great start or just a dud. Maybe Joe Musgrove does a little bit better when he gets back from the IL. And I mean, could be a decent team, could be a wild card team. Like, you're not performing extremely up to par when your best hitter is Jurickson Profar, who has been just really, really good this year. I mean, their two best players OPS wise have been him and Jake Cronenworth. I don't know if anyone saw that coming. I didn't. No, and if you did see that coming, I would like your choices for lottery numbers, because you're probably going to hit the jackpot at some point.
Oh, I mean, it's still right now they're sitting in the third wild card, which is kind of crazy with the 25-24 record. I mean,
it's just like, yes, there's some just super good teams, and then just a whole bunch of nothing before you get to that next tier, I feel like, in the NL at least.
Yeah, I mean the AL's kind of similar. I mean, like after the Royals, so you have like the Yankees, Guardians, Mariners right now. I mean, the Mariners even they're only 3 games over, nothing crazy. Um, but like the Twins are in
Yeah.
the third wild card, 24-22 record, and then it's just like
Well,
even somehow the Jays are 5 games under, and we're only 3.5 back of the second wild card. So a lot can happen with those like 8 teams over the next
oh yeah,
110, 15 games or whatever is left.
very much so.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Twins. Yeah, it's gonna be a thing until the end. We're definitely going to see chaos. They've definitely built the playoffs so that we do see chaos one way or another right before the playoffs, right before the teams are set. Speaking of the Twins, man, they what they had to do to get to third place, what they went on that ridiculous run where they won 11 straight games,
I think it was 12 in a row, 11 or 12, and
12
they
in a
won like
row.
15 of 17, or
That's
maybe
a lot,
more.
and they are currently on a 6-game losing streak. So, tale of 2 streaks for them, and that sucks too because you go on a whole big winning streak to get back in the picture for the division, and then you just kind of give it right back with 6 straight losses. That is just rough.
Yeah, they're a weird team. Like I don't know, their offense is good. I don't think overall their pitching is anything great. Couple good, like obviously, like every team's gonna have some good guys here and there, but I'm kind of surprised to see Detroit in fourth. Like I mean, I know there's still maybe
Yeah,
experience on that team isn't there necessarily, and they're they're 500. So again, who knows what can happen? But like they started off really well, and I thought they'd kind of keep pace with Cleveland. Kansas City, I didn't expect to be 10 games over to this early in the season.
yeah, 10
But
games over is a pretty. That's pretty wild for the Royals.
although, like, I know they whooped
I
the Jays many times this year, but like even watching those games, I'm like, this team, like watching the Royals, I'm like, they don't look amazing, but like whatever. That I mean, it doesn't matter. You win baseball games. You win baseball games. I'm not trying to take anything away from them.
Yeah, for sure. Their lineup doesn't look great, but their pitching, just like you said, with Seth Lugo, Cole Reagans has been good, and of course they got Bobby Wood Jr. and Salvador Perez is having a really strong year. It's kind of crazy what he's doing, but there's only 4 guys on that team with an OPS plus over 100, and 2 of those guys have an OPS plus of just 104 and 107. So it's very, very very top heavy what they're doing. They're getting it done on the mound. And they're just picking and choosing basically. They haven't gone on any crazy streaks. They did have a 7-game winning streak. I think their biggest losing streak is 3. So they're doing a great job of just like when they do lose a game, they're bouncing back pretty well, which is what you need to
Yeah,
do when you do
stop the
lose.
bleeding, win a couple.
Yeah. Who else is doing just um I think you're right. Like Detroit being 500 is kind of nuts. I mean, I think they're also top heavy in just a different way. Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter, Mark Canna are really the only guys hitting for them. Spencer Torkelson has looked really bad. I think he's kind of turning it around. But Colt Keith, their rookie second baseman, he's been awful. Jake Rogers hasn't done well compared to what he did last year. And of course, Javier Baez doing Javier Baez things, which is bad. You don't want him doing Javier
Which
Baez
is
things.
not good. Which is not
Yeah,
good.
which is yeah.
Is
Normally you say this guy's doing this guy's things. It's a good thing.
just robbing them,
Not now.
robbing the Tigers of
Yeah,
hundreds of millions of dollars.
that's rough, man. That's so rough. OPS plus of 48.
48.
60 last year.
How's his defense? Is his defense still at least good?
I wonder if he has a positive WAR. Let's see.
I want to
Nope,
see.
he does not have a positive WAR.
Where is he at as far as?
Let's see. Standard fielding.
His fielding range is. I thought it would be good. Last year, I'm looking at Baseball Savant now. Last year, fielding range outs above average, 95th percentile. This year, 5th percentile, -4.
Yikes! He also had 2 defensive runs saved last year. Already at -3 this year.
Yeesh!
Yikes!
Talk about a fast bat. That's it. Now that they added bat speed,
man,
he's got a fast bat. But nothing
well
else.
Done. Well
nothing
done.
Else. Oh,
we can slow his bat down a little bit. Maybe we can actually like wait on some off speed.
It's crazy. Just watch him. You just like, I mean, I don't watch many Tigers games, but it's rare that I see a really good Javi Baez highlight anymore. If it is, it's defensive. I think he had like a 5 RBI game the other day when they whooped on somebody, but that's probably the only 5 RBIs he'll have all month.
Yeah, probably. I think he's got 19 right now. 20, my bad. 6 steals though. 6 steals, so he's got that going for him, which is nice. Man, it's so weird. This is doing such a bad thing to his career numbers, man. His career OPS plus now is 96. His OPS is 737, which is just, I mean, that's nothing great. His on base percentage is under 300 for his career. I mean, I don't know if you could ask someone in 2020 if this would be his career numbers path, if they would have just been mind blown. I feel like they would have.
Yeah, it's hard to have imagined that this is where it would kind of end up for him. Like him and Chris Bryant, like after that 2016 run they had, and then even like 2017, they were still pretty good. And then just for like to see where like all of those players have kind of ended up. I mean, Rizzo's been decent in New York, but like Schwarber's had some monster years, but yeah, he kind of thought all those guys would kind of go on. They all signed these, big contracts and go play and everywhere else, and didn't really.
Yeah, weren't people like crucifying the Cubs basically for not signing any of them long term? Turns out maybe they were onto something.
Yeah.
Or who knows? Like, I don't know what all of their careers would look like if they would have stayed with the Cubs. Would they have continued going on that trajectory where they're going down and down and down, or would it have been different? I mean, I don't know. No one's ever going to know.
Yeah,
no one's going to find out.
It's so hard to say. It's like you just never know. You just never know what it was that clicked with all of them in the first place. Were they all just like young and people didn't know kind of how to approach them yet?
That might have been
what, but
there's a good chance.
Now we're all looking back like, oh, hey, they won one. They got a ring. So
they got the one.
They got the one.
So maybe worth it. I mean, it has to be worth it if you're the Cubs and you've gone so long without.
We could have got one ring with Bo and Vladdy and George Springer, and then they all went to do whatever. I would be a pretty happy guy.
True, very true. Dude, George Springer, I mean, is he cooked?
I don't know, man. Now? I don't know. He just looks cooked most of the time. He still plays really well defensively. I don't know. He just looks like off balance every swing he takes. It looks like he's swinging so hard that he's going to fall over. Like he just doesn't square the ball up like he used to. Like his first couple seasons in Toronto, he was really good. Like at 2021, he only ended up playing like half the year. But he had like 22 homers in less than 80 games. Like I was like, okay, here we go.
That's legit.
And then 22, he was still like decent. And then last year and this year, it's just been like, man, it's watching him. I don't know what it is.
He is older than a lot of people think. I think he's older than Like I only know how old he is because I've been following the last couple years, but if when I looked up to see how old he was in like 2019 when he was on those Houston teams, I was like, oh man, I thought he was like 24, 25. He's 29, almost 30.
Yeah.
So he's getting up there in age too. And that's I would say that's definitely playing a factor. But
Oh yeah,
man,
part of it
it's
for
hard to
sure.
see
But
that drop off. Like
yeah, you don't
almost
expect him
like
to have like he had like a career 800 OPS probably before last season, and then just to watch that, yeah, like I don't know where he's probably at like what, like I don't even know 560 or something like that for the season this year.
576 this year. 732 last year, which is not like what you want. 814 the year before, and 907 in 2021. So it's just been like a steady drop off. You could say, I mean, I guess you could say it's a little bit dramatic because it's been like 75 ish points at least every single year. But it's disappointing.
Just not slugging.
At this point, like,
No
no,
slug.
if you want to trade him, like,
You can't.
What value are
we're
you
paying him like
get?
$26 million a year or something. Like nobody's taking him on, I don't think, right now.
Yeah, you'd have to like eat a lot of that money, and he would have to like pop off for 2 weeks and be like, "Yo, this is the time. This is the time to get something for him." He's popping off these 2 weeks. He's back. We got to convince people he's back so they can take him.
Well, we finally moved him down. Like that's been another point of contention for Jays fans this year is that he continued to be our leadoff hitter up until about like 3 games ago. And now he's like batting. I think we dropped him down to 6th now. So we started the season. It was, George, Vlad, Bo were the top 3, and Bo's gone down a little bit. George is now down to 6th. Justin Turner has just been starting to be trash. He started off the season so good too, and all of a sudden his OPS plus is under 100. I don't know, man. It's just, hey, if Davis Schneider and Danny Jansen can carry us for the rest of the year, and singles machine Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
What a singles machine. 11 extra base hits all year.
It's crazy, man. He just rockets the ball through
what
the infield.
happened?
I don't know.
Like it can't be. It seems like, again, I'm sitting here in a chair in the middle of the day, not playing baseball, not coaching baseball. But you would think he still hits the ball incredibly hard, like as hard as he did in 2021. It has to be just like, it seems like it's so simple. Just like reach out and grab it. I feel like the hitting coach needs to just, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing, but whatever you told him in 2021, do it again. Because obviously nothing has changed with his like skill level as far as hitting the ball hard.
No, he's 99th average exit velo.
That's just
hard so hit dumb. Percentage, 99th percentile.
It's so dumb.
Like his expected slugging is 491. What's his actual slugging percentage?
350. I don't know. Dude, yeah, Gunnar Henderson is just going crazy though. If we're talking about the AL East still, I did not think he would at any point lead the league in home runs.
Right?
Yeah. And like just be leading. I know there's a great chance he doesn't finish the year leading the league in home runs, but I never thought he would have as many as he does right now. I thought maybe like, okay, he had 28 his rookie year. I think it'd be a little bit presumptuous of me to expect like 30, 35. Because he didn't seem like that type of player, just like a mad power hitter. He seemed like a more complete hitter. But man, 15 right now?
15. Like, is he gonna hit 40?
He's certainly pacing for it. He's having himself like a Brady Anderson type of year.
Brady Anderson.
Not because, I mean, Brady Anderson, I don't think Brady Anderson ever hit more than 20 in any other season. So that's kind of unfair for me to say Gunner's having a Brady Anderson type of year.
You can
but
say whatever
he
you want,
might
man. If it's what you feel,
can.
you can say it.
Thank you. I appreciate your support more than ever. But he might be having a Brady Anderson type of year in the way that he might hit 50 or 40 to 50. That's just
Let's get Gunnar in
crazy.
the Derby. Gunnar
Gunnar in the
Derby.
Derby would be electric. Who do you want to see in the Derby this year?
Oh,
There's a gnat in front of my face.
Gunnar would be fun. It's in Texas this year, but like Adolis was in there last year. He might end up being.
Got to get Seager in there then.
Siegs, yeah.
Get Seager in there. I kind of want to see Adolis again, just because I feel like he would just be a hype machine.
Yeah, especially for it to be in his home stadium.
Yeah,
like how Julio was last year, where he just took that adrenaline and just smacked 40 something in that first round.
Yeah, maybe put him in there too, just to maybe correct his swing or something, because he's not having a great year.
Trying to think of who are year. Maybe Kyle Tucker could be a fun one in the Derby.
He could be.
Has Jordan done it?
Never seen him. I don't think Jordan's done it. Honestly, I don't even think maybe they'd put him in there just because of the name, and we know he hits bombs, but he's not even having a great year that you could even put him in the All-Star game right now.
Jordan.
So I feel like he may not even get there. Yeah. He's got 8 home runs this year. His OPS is 759. That is so unlike Jordan.
It's hard to think of guys that haven't already done it. I'm like Schwarber would be fun.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Done it,
I haven't watched. Yeah, 100%. I haven't even watched the home run derby the last 3 or 4 years, just because I don't have cable.
I watched it last year because I was cheering for Vlad, and then he pulled it out, so I was pretty happy with that.
Nice. I low key missed the old format.
The outs?
Yep. I miss admiring them. I miss admiring the home runs because you're supposed to wait till the ball lands, but no one does that.
No,
no one does that.
You're just going.
It's not as great as it was, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's you just watch guys get tired now. By the end of it, you're just they're just gassed, which makes sense. Like, you're trying to hit 45 bombs in 4 minutes or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Crazy.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm who's Ellie would be crazy to see in there.
Ellie would be fun. Ellie, he could go right-handed and then left-handed another time.
That's what Adley did last year.
Did he? See, I didn't even know he was in it last year.
Yeah,
I feel like that's not.
He switched. I don't think it was not mid-round. I can't remember. Maybe he did his main round one, and then because you get bonus time if you hit 2 over 440 feet, I think, and then he switched.
That's right. I love the distance part.
Yeah,
I think that's a great touch. Absolute spectacular touch, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I don't know who else is Devers. I'm trying to think of who are some guys.
Devers would be great. Devers, get him in there. He's been on fire lately.
I feel like the Twins have got to have some guys maybe Ryan Jeffers has been going off. Just going through the teams.
No one from the Rays right now. I mean, Isaac Paredes could be solid.
Get the Contreras brothers to go up against each other. Oh, I guess one can't, but get William in there.
Disappointing. William would be electric.
Or just have a Dodgers home run derby. Just have Muncy, Teoscar, Mookie, Ohtani.
Teoscar would be great. Ohtani, Mookie would be great. You got to limit it to 2 players. If you got 2 players per team.
Wow.
If you
Otani
do
and
one
Teoscar is
team.
who I would pick for
That-
a derby.
I
Or
agree.
maybe Muncie. Teoscar
Maybe
for sure.
Muncie.
I don't think Teoscar's ever done it, and he'd be really fun. I think he would hit a lot.
I think he would be a fun player. He would get a lefty BP guy. Just let him do his thing. Let him go to town.
He's trying. He's trying to make my prophecy come true.
He's doing his damnedest.
He's got 11.
He's doing his best. It's
only 2 behind Shohei now. Maybe Shohei will have he'll need like a few games off one week, and then Teoscar can face a couple more lefties, and
maybe that'll be part of the game plan for most teams. Just throwing lefty against the Dodgers. Throw your lefties against them. It's possible. I mean, I'd be, dude, it'd be insane to me if your prophecy comes true. But my God, if it does, you're on to something.
Hey, he's like, at least he's made me look not dumb for like the first however many weeks, 2 months almost of the season.
I need a lot more people to make me not look dumb because I do a great job myself.
What do you think is
the Phillies will finish under 500?
The worst? Yeah, I'm like, what do you think has been like your worst preseason take? Mine's probably picking the Cardinals to win the NL Central. I don't know what was in
that
my
one's
brain.
Pretty awful. I don't remember who I chose. I feel like I chose them too.
I think you did. We both did. I'm pretty sure.
So I mean, it was such a crapshoot. I mean, I can't really blame you on that one. Who could have saw Jordan Walker being sent back down? Who could have saw the fall off for Paul Goldschmidt as hard as we have? And it's not like Nolan Arenado's been amazing. Nolan Gorman hasn't really been hitting. I thought he'd mash this year. But I guess it would have to be the Phillies finishing under 500 from my bold prediction video. That, or this is going to hurt your feelings, but Vlad hitting 50 bombs. And those were not meant to be super serious, but I still have to address them.
Yeah, I mean, there's also
because I did make them.
They're hot takes, but at the same time, there's like a chance. There's a chance some of these could happen. Yeah. A better chance than us. We both took also the Blue Jays to finish second in the East, I'm pretty sure, and that's not looking like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we did not put the Rays up there. From what I recall, I don't think I put them up there higher than third, which is aging very well. I think. Okay, we talked about our bad predictions, but what are some that are looking pretty good that you've made or I've made?
I mean, I still believe that Teoscar can do it. It'll come down to it. He'll be within 4, I think. Within 4 or 5.
Wow. Okay.
If he doesn't,
so he's going to hit 40 home runs. Okay.
Hey,
he could. I'm not. That's what I'm not trying to say. I'm not trying to knock it, but he will have to hit 40. I believe he will at least have to hit 40.
Yeah, man. I think maybe picking the Yankees to win the East, like a lot of people, like everybody was just like, "Oh, the Orioles are going to run away with it," and like the Orioles could still, like they're like right behind them. But I still think the Yankees will take that division. I did pick. I think I did pick Cleveland to win the Central. So that's looking good.
That's looking really good. I did not really see that coming. It's kind of nuts, actually. It's very nuts how good they've been doing. Let's see what else. I will say.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. That one is looking very, very good. I've thrown a couple out there in my bold prediction video that are looking pretty good, that I'm kind of surprised. Jordan Hicks being an all-star is looking really nice.
Man, he has been insane.
He's been really, really good. Chris Sale getting Cy Young votes. Looking really good. The Rays finishing under 500.
Yep.
Looking pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Ellie De La Cruz 40-40. Could be close.
It'll be very close.
I would say probably like if
Be
it was 30, 60,
35.
30, 70. Yeah.
35, 105.
That's just, I don't know if we can make milestones with 5 at the end of the numbers.
Okay, 30,
I don't know.
3100.
31 and 100.
I'm like,
31. Okay.
I mean, I was saying Jose Barrios is going to get some Cy Young votes, and it's looking not bad.
It's looking pretty good.
What is the
looking
most?
Pretty good.
I'm trying to look like the most home runs. Ricky Henderson. He had a 28 home run, 87 stolen base season. Yeah.
I was looking at 100 steal seasons, seeing like how many home runs the highest player was hit, and no one hit more than like 9. 10, my bad. Ricky Henderson did have
the 10 130.
Yeah.
Led the league in walks too. Interesting.
Crazy. OPS plus of only 122. You would think that, well, I mean, stolen bases are not included in OPS plus or OPS. I wonder what his WAR was that year. Let's see. What year was that? That was the 1982 season. What was his wins above replacement? 6.7 B WAR. I feel like that's kind of low. You hear a ridiculous number like that, you're thinking like, it's got to be 8, right? Got to be 8 at least. 6.7.
Oh, he never quite hit 10. He had 2 9.9 seasons.
Damn. That's still nuts, man. I didn't realize he had as much career wins above replacement as he did. 111.1. What a career, dude.
Crazy.
What an absolute career. Dude, let's bring him back so he can hit 3 bombs and get 300 homers.
Bring A-Rod back then, if you can do that. Let him get
okay. Yeah, let him hit 4, get to 700. I was like on a huge I was all about that.
Oh, just imagine
absolutely all about
if he wouldn't
that.
have missed a year and a half.
True, dude. We might be looking at like the home run king.
I mean, he even came back and hit 33.
That's nuts. He was like, what, 40? 39?
39, yeah.
That's pretty wild, dude. That is just nuts.
Baseball, man. It's happening. We are slowly...
Love baseball.
We're what? 50, not quite 50 games in. About a quarter of the way through. A little over.
A little bit over.
A little bit over. Things are crazy. It's going to be interesting to see where we're at halfway through or by the All-Star break in July. Got about, what, like 6-7 weeks until then. It's going to be interesting. We'll have to do, like, leading up to it, maybe besides the obvious starters, but, like, the filler teams, all-star predictions.
I'm down. I would love that.
There's going to be, I think there's going to be some really, like, random people on this all-star team this year. Guys,
there really are, man.
Predicted before the season.
Oh, I didn't mean to ask. It is a trade-related question. It's been a hot topic kind of lately. Is Mason Miller going to get traded this year? And if he does, who do you think fits the landing spot?
Oh, man. He'd look good in Blue Jays blue.
I feel like you got bigger issues.
I mean, we have the worst bullpen in the entire league also.
True.
So
would you address the bullpen or the bats first?
That's tough because, I don't know. Like, we need a lot of bats. Like, one bat won't do it. If we can get, like, Mason Miller and, like, Brent Rooker too or something.
That'd be solid. I feel like you'd have to give up quite a bit.
Yeah, whatever.
They got control.
Yeah, that's true. Who else has been like? They got some guys that have been hitting the ball okay, or maybe not.
They've been cold lately. They've been very cold.
I don't know. I don't know. You can any team I think can always use a guy like Mason Miller, like you like an insane bullpen arm.
Yeah, he's just been unreal.
Like
man.
the Orioles. Like imagine if the Orioles.
That's where I'm thinking too.
Who's been closing games for the Yankees?
Clay Holmes.
Oh yeah.
Unless something recently happened, he hasn't allowed a run yet.
Yeah.
A 0 ERA.
Clay Holmes, right. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's been solid.
Yeah, I mean, with like Kimbrel's kind of dropped out of that closer spot. Baltimore would be a good fit for sure.
Yeah, Baltimore. Philly would probably be a pretty decent landing spot. What's Texas been doing? Or I mean, that's interdivision. I don't know if they'd do that. But they seem to always need pitching.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so hard because like I feel like he's a guy that it's kind of early to trade him. Like
very much so.
He'll be he's like the perfect deadline guy. Because you also, I think teams that are looking into a guy like that kind of want to see if he'll keep it going for another month or two.
Yeah, I think it's even early in his career. Like if I'm Oakland, I don't think I trade him.
Yeah,
unless you get the right package, and it would have to be a very, very big package because I feel like he has 4 more years after this one of control.
Oh, probably.
That's a hell of a lot. Just a hell of a ton. Be interesting though. I mean, I love me some trades. Love me some trade deadlines.
Oh man, it'll be. Yeah, it's this season's going to be interesting. Already has been, and it's just going to be more fun. I think as the year goes on, we'll see who can turn it around, who starts to fall off. Ugh, so many things can happen.
Endless possibilities.
Endless. And we'll be around to give our take.
Oh yeah.
We won't take too many of these 3-week breaks.
Nah, we won't. We will not do that.
We'll figure
Hopefully
it out.
Not. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, unless you have anything else to add for today, I think that about wraps it up on my end. Yeah,
I don't think I have anything else either. It's been a great time. It's one of the more interesting seasons I've seen. I feel like. I don't know if it's because we're paying closer attention, but it's just been weird.
Yeah, it's just been weird.
In a good way.
A lot of sort of unexpected things so far.
Very much so. I dig it. I absolutely dig it for the most part.
I dig most of it except for how bad my team is. So, but I'm still going to be a fan and we're still going to cheer for them. And we'll just keep being mad. We'll hope and pray that our City Connect jerseys are so good that it makes me forget how bad we've been playing. But we'll see.
Best of luck. I hope it does work out.
Oh, well, all right, everyone. Thank you as always for watching, listening, finding us wherever you find your podcasts. And, we'll be back soon. More MLB takes and commentary.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.